Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Maybe it's a UFO. Or maybe it's just us playing tricks. It's our silver frisbee, actually. I can't tell you, we've taken nearly an hour playing with that to get it right. Had you fooled though, didn't we? The thing is, I wish it was a UFO because I'd love to see one. And there have been lots of sightings across the southwest. But as we find out in tonight's programme, things aren't always as they seem. Investigators believe that 10 years ago, a UFO crashed in Cornwall. Driving to work one evening, Kate Lansdowne saw a bright yellow object just ahead of her car. It veered about and finally disappeared over a hedge. That's where the British UFO Research Association's investigation began. So which way was it coming? Just towards us?
The object was tracked coming over this way towards us, yes, over the spot where we are now, yeah.
And so where do you think it crashed?
Well, we think that it was in difficulty and it actually came down in this area here. There was a tree by the hedge over that way, and when we came to investigate, all the ground was burnt and damaged, and the tree...
Well, here, is this... Well, I can see there's no grass here, so is that where...
No, where the grass is grown there, that's where all the combustion damage was, and sort of partially spread across the road as well.
So how long after Kate contacted you did you actually come and investigate?
Well, Kate contacted us in April 1985, and we were down within one day. Right. As soon as she phoned us, we were down the next day.
So what did you actually find here? What sort of time of day did you come?
We came, I came to see Kate about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if I remember correctly, and after I'd interviewed Kate and gone along the road where she drove, I actually came down and looked around, and this is when we found all the combustion damage and the damage to the tree.
So tell us what it looked like, the scene.
Right, well, obviously in February, April time, when we were down there wasn't as much grass as what there is now, but what there was a mass area of burnt ground, and the burnt damage in the ground was actually ingrained into the soil. It was that deep.
So is it very blackened?
Very, very black and sooty, and you know, some of the stone had actually turned solid. You know, it was quite... So there'd been considerable heat from a source, yes.
Did you do any sort of tests, sort of scientific tests?
And when we came down to do some Geiger counter readings, we found that there was an awful increase in the radiation readings around here. First of all, what we did was normal background radiation readings, which at the time, I believe, were 4 all around this area. When we came to the combustion damage in the tree, the radiation readings went up to nearly 40, which is quite excessive, really. So
I mean, what's the highest one you've recorded before?
This one, 40.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most interesting one, and the highest reading that we've ever recorded, 40, yes.
So you didn't actually find any bits of spaceship or whatever you thought it was, but no bits of machinery? Or... No bits
of machinery or anything like that, but it was just all the damage that had occurred. And later on, when the people phoned us from St Morgan, some RAF personnel phoned me up, and they didn't want to leave the names because they didn't want to get into trouble. And they said that something was actually tracked coming over here on that date that was unidentified, and it was very, very low, and it was tracked coming in this direction. And this is what we believe Kate saw.
Many of Eric's cases turn out not to be UFOs at all, but this one he believes is different.
I genuinely believe that a UFO actually crashed here and it was covered up by the RAF at St Morgan, and what Kate saw was either the remnants of something coming off it that eventually disappeared in the background, and that's what she saw. Because of all the investigation that we did, everything, like I said earlier, you know, we seem to come up against a brick wall whenever we investigated anything to do with it. And we just got a short shrift back reply from various people. Are there many recorded cases of UFO crashes? In this country? Yeah. No. This is why this one is so unique. Do you think that's because if they have crashed, it's been covered up very quickly and no one's known? That's right. They want to cover it up quickly because they don't want the public to know what's going on. How much UFO activity would you say there is in the southwest generally then? Well, I lived in Plymouth between 1977 and 1985, and I operated a group then, and we investigated quite a lot of cases. Having said that, when you go through the process of investigation, about 80% of the cases that you do investigate, you do find rational answers for, you know, explanations for, like balloons, aircraft, meteorites, things like that. So
Are you actually looking for rational explanations then?
yes, yes.
That surprises me because I'd thought you'd want everything to be a UFO.
No. The adage of UFO groups is that everything's shrouded in mystery and, you know, it's over cloud, various strange lights and things like that. And when we show them to them, well, did your sighting look like this or did it look like that? And they say yes. We say, well, that was an aircraft in the early 20s and I've never seen anything that I can actually say, yes, that was